Hey everyone, I'm going to show you our collection of baby and child seats here at Electric Bike Team. We've got a huge display of child carrying options. I'm going to show you the most commonly used seats here. This Easy Expedier is just going to serve as the place we mount the seats to. So for the little kids, we usually are looking at a front seat. This is the Yepp Mini. It can come on and off its mount here really easily, just a couple fingers on and off to get it to go. Most people would start a seat like this at around 9 to 12 months. In the Netherlands, it's common they'll start at about 6 months. It's really about how much bouncing around the baby can take for how strong they are and how good their neck is, that sort of thing. And that's relative to your bike, where you ride, how fast you ride, how smooth it is, and things like that. But most commonly in New Zealand and Australia, it'd be sort of 1 to 3 year old on a front seat. The front seat is it's a real favourite. It's a lot of fun to ride on a front seat. They're right here. You get to chat together. They muck around with your brakes and gears and controls, and there's all that sort of interaction going on. They learn the road rules. They get to know their way around. It's the best place to have a seat, have your child, if your bike allows it. When we get to the point where we have to go to the rear seat, most people really miss the interaction. So we often get people saying, oh, I think my child's going to grow out of this in 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, whatever it is. Usually you get longer than you think. My first child was in here till he was 4.5, and that's probably, he's a bit small, but most kids will get to 3.5 and still be in it. So you get more time than you think, and it's worth it. With a seat like this, you do need a fairly upright bike. If your bike isn't a sit-up style, if it doesn't leave some room here for you, you're going to struggle. If your handlebars are over there, things aren't going to work. The taller you are and the longer your arms are, the more easily this will work for you as well. If you're a bit on the shorter side, shorter arms, you've got more to deal with. They grow up higher with their helmets in your face and that sort of thing as well. So it does depend on your bike and yourself, not just the age or weight of the child. But generically speaking, 1 to 3 years old on an upright style bike, you'd use a front seat. This is the Yepp Mini. There's others, Bow Bike Mini, Tip Mini, Thule Mini, this sort of thing. But this is one of our favorites. Next we have the rear capsules. This is also the Yepp brand, and this is the Yepp Maxi Easyfit. It's got this connection here to go into an Easyfit window. This has been such a successful seat, you see many brands of bikes accommodating for it by offering an Easyfit window as part of their cargo bikes. If you don't have that, then you have to put on an extra adapter plate onto your rear rack. You'll see why it's been so popular. It's very easy to get in, turn that shut. It's important to use this, even though all going well, it'll never be needed, but that's a sort of last resort if something else fails. This seat, generally, they say sort of 2 to 5 year olds. You can start younger than 2 if you want to, although you'd probably be better off with the front seat. Adjustable straps, 2 different positions that they can go in, so as they grow taller, the straps can go higher to go over their shoulders. When can you not use this anymore? There's 2 things. It can be your child is too tall, it's not working with the straps. Your child might be too heavy. The seat capacity, they say 22 kilos. That's because most rear racks are rated to no more than 25 kilos and the seat itself weighs 3 kilos. If you're mounting it to a solid cargo bike frame, you can probably be a little less conservative on that exact 22 kilo cutoff. But for most people, they'll find that's in the vicinity of 4 to 5 years old, sometimes 6. My 5.5-year-old fits this easily, so do his friends who are the same age and a lot taller. So I don't see any reason why I can't be using this for longer. Very easy to come off, that Easyfit window system. Just tilt it forward, put it back, and it's up. This is the Thule Nexxt Maxi. There's a lot of seats out there that clamp onto your rack, sort of pinching shut from each side, and this is one of them. So you turn that to expand it, and then tighten it up to close it again. So to use it on this, I'm going to have to expand it all the way. Before I can get started, you wouldn't be doing this every time, just when you first set up. So it can take quite wide racks like this one, and quite narrow racks like a conventional bike's rear rack. It can also go wherever suits you on it, front and back, and it doesn't need to have the Easyfit window. Because of this flexibility, it is becoming a popular seat. However, if you do have the Yepp Maxi Easyfit window, it's easier to get things in and out. And then tighten it shut. Done. So that's the Thule Nexxt Maxi. Next with 2 X's. So get that back on. These seats are typically lockable with a key. That just means someone can't easily steal it. It's not related to how well it's staying on. Just disables the function for people to take their seat on and off. I don't know if many people are bothering to lock their seats on in Auckland. It doesn't seem like a highly stolen item, but that does have that feature. So what do you do when they get bigger than that? Funnily enough, the seats get smaller. You then get a bench seat arrangement. Just like in a car, when your kids are bigger, things are getting easier. The seat's smaller, more room for pannier bags, things like that, and just a simple belt strap. This is marketed as a seat for children from 5 to 10 years old. When you buy these, it comes with some footrests that you can attach to various places on your bike. These may or may not be useful. It depends on your bike, where the struts are, how long your kids' legs are, and things like that. On an Expedier, it's common that, or a cargo bike like this, it's common they'll put their feet on the side loaders instead. Something important to know about this is that in almost all cases on a non-cargo bike, so a bike with a conventional rear rack, this looks like a really tempting option, but the rack itself probably only is rated to 25 kilos. If you've got a 5 to 10-year-old, they're going to be more than 25 kilos soon enough, if not already. So it's not a given that you can just use it on anything. Also, you have to keep in mind, is there something to prevent their feet from getting in the wheel? On a good cargo bike, there is. On a normal bike's conventional rear rack, there's not. So if you're wondering how to put a 5 to 10-year-old on a normal bike, there's not always an answer. Sometimes you need a cargo bike. We bring in this other seat from the Netherlands. It's the same story as the Yepp Junior, but it's got that clamp type that pinches shut, like the Thule one you saw. So this one can go wherever you want it, which has some advantages that might be important with your placement of pannier bags between children. But just like the other seats, using the Yepp Easyfit window on the Junior is quite appealing. But if not, this is your other choice. So this is also a 5 to 10-year-old seat, simple lap belt, same story as the Yepp Junior with the bits and guards. Beyond that, people are not usually using seats. They'd be more likely to use cushion, handlebars, monkey bars, that kind of thing, things that even adults could use. So there you go, that's our child seats.